Welcome back, guys. Great news. I'm going to be showing you the video you've all been waiting for me to review. This is the official review of the Pursuing Peace Summit with Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Yes, I reviewed their initial meetings yesterday. And, I thought Trump is doing a fantastic job. Yes, Hilary Clinton, your favorite Democrat, that's about to be indicted in October. Well, first, she'll go before a, court. She got subpoenaed. Bill Clinton, Hilary Clinton, James Comey, James Comey. And, some other people got subpoenaed, too. We're all going to find out what's happening. So wait, see what goes on, and you guys will be surprised, I think, what happens. But also, we're about to hit 13,000 subscribers this live stream. So please, even if you're watching this after I already posted, hit that like and subscribe button. We're about to hit 13,000 subscribers. 13,000 subscribers. 13,000 subscribers. All right, we're going to wait for a couple people to join in. Once we get maybe 100 people in here, we'll do a review of the Pursuing Peace Summit, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. Yes, I've seen parts of it before. Yes, I've seen some of it. But this is a start-to-finish review. Excuse me. But yeah, drop me some comments. Let me know who's watching. Let me know who's in here. Let me know where you guys are coming from. And yeah, we're definitely going to give this a full review from start to finish. What's up, Scarface? Say hello to my little friend. Since your name is Scarface, I figured a little bit of a thing to get some energy. Hi from Oklahoma as usual. Salutes, Oklahoma. Hello, Ozzy. How are you doing, brother? We're about to do a review of the Peace Summit, Trump and Putin. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, we're only 19 subscribers away. 19 subscribers away, guys, from 13,000 subscribers. I think by the first week of October, we will have 20,000. You didn't see it, Ozzy. You didn't see it. Well, this will be an interesting video for you. This will be an interesting video for you to watch. We got 19 people in here. Hello, everyone. Hillary Clinton praised Trump. She said she would recommend him for a nomination of the Nobel Peace Prize if he ends this war soon, or any time for that matter. She will nominate Donald Trump. Funny, you're saying Donald Trump's doing a good job now that you're about to get indicted for your crimes, Hillary. This is not a rumor like in 2016 or 2017. This is proven facts. She's going on a grand jury. So, we'll see what's going to happen. I'm here. That is wild coming from the military. Yeah, no, this is going to be interesting. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, they're both being subpoenaed. They're going to be appearing in court in October. They're going to be questioned about Russia bullshit they pushed. And they're also going to be questioned about Epstein. And James Comey, ex-FBI director, is going to be questioned. But this is also like an official review of the Trump-Putin joint news conference. And we're going to hear what Putin has to say. We're going to hear what Trump has to say. I've seen clips of it, segments of it. But if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. We're going to hit 13,000 subscribers this live stream. I'm sure of it. I'm positive of it. We're going to wait about one more minute. We're going to wait until that number is about 100 live viewers. And then we are going to, start the review and start the video of the Pursuing Peace Summit with Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Hello, guys. Welcome in. We're doing a review of the Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin Peace Summit, Pursuing Peace. I think, Putin showed America a lot of respect, and I think he's willing to negotiate very soon. Very, very soon. So it's going to be great. Your comments are showing up. I can see them. 45th, 47th, and 48th president. If you're new to the channel, please smack that like button, double tap the screen, and subscribe, guys. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. We're about to get to 13,000 subscribers. We're about to get to 13,000. All right, guys, let's get it. Let's get to this video. I'm going to flip the camera around. Thank you all for coming in and watching. This is an official review. Once again, this is an official review. And, yeah. Ready, guys?
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, our negotiations have been held in a constructive atmosphere of mutual respect. We had very thorough negotiations. We were quite useful. I would like to thank once again my American counterpart for the proposal to travel out here to Alaska. It only makes sense that we've met here because our countries, though separated by the oceans, are close neighbors. So when we've met, when I came out of the plane and I said, "Good afternoon, dear neighbor. Very good to see you. In good health and to see you alive." I think that is very.
Can you guys hear it good? Let me ask everyone else. Can you guys hear it well? How's the audio? How's it going for everybody? No? What is the problem? You guys can hear me fine, but you can't hear the computer? What's the issues here? I'm not fully understanding. Here, I'll crank the volume up to max volume. This will double the volume. Hopefully that helps it.
And I think that's some kind words
Is
that
it better?
we say to each other. We're separated by the Strait of Bering, though there are 2 islands only between the Russian island and the U.S. island. They're only 4 kilometers apart. We're close neighbors, and it's a fact. It's also important that Alaska has to do with our common heritage, common history between Russia and the U.S. And many positive events have to do with that territory. Still, there is tremendous cultural heritage back from the Russian America. For example, Orthodox churches and a lot of more than 700 geographical names of Russian origin. During the Second World War, it was here in Alaska that was the origin of the legendary air bridge for the supply of military aircraft and other equipment under the Lend-Lease program. It was a dangerous and treacherous route over the vast emptiness of ice. However, the pilots of both countries did everything to bring closer the victory. They risked their lives and they gave it all for the common victory. I was just in the city of Magadan in Russia, and there is a memorial there dedicated to the Russian and the U.S. pilots. And there are 2 flags, the U.S. flag and the Russian flag. And I know that here as well, there is such a memorial. There is a military burial place several kilometers away from here. The Soviet pilots that buried there who died during that dangerous mission. We're thankful to the citizens and the government of the U.S. for carefully taking care of their memory. I think that's very worthy and noble. We'll always remember other historical examples when our countries defeated common enemies together in the spirit of battle camaraderie and allyship that supported each other and facilitated each other. I'm sure that this heritage will help us rebuild and foster mutually beneficial and equal ties at this new stage, even during the hardest conditions. It is known that there have been summits between Russia and the U.S. for 4 years, and that's a long time. This time was very hard for bilateral relations, and let's be frank, they're falling to the lowest point since the Cold War. I think that's not benefiting our countries and the world as a whole. It is apparent that sooner or later we had to amend the situation to move on from the confrontation to dialogue. And in this case, a personal meeting between the heads of state has been long overdue. Naturally, under the condition of serious and painstaking work, this work has been done in general. Me and President Trump have very good direct contact. We've spoken multiple times. We spoke frankly on the phone. And special envoy of the president, Mr. Woodruff, traveled out to Russia several times. Our advisors and heads of foreign ministries kept in touch all the time. And you know fully well that one of the central issues was the situation around Ukraine. We see the strive of the administration and President Trump personally to help facilitate the resolution of the Ukrainian conflict. And his strive to get to the crux of the matter, to understand its history, is precious. As I've said, the situation in Ukraine has to do with fundamental threats to our security. Moreover, we've always considered the Ukrainian nation, and I've said it multiple times, a brotherly nation, however strange it may sound in these conditions. We have the same roots, and everything that's happening is a tragedy for us, a terrible wound. Therefore, the country is sincerely interested in putting an end to it. At the same time, we're convinced that in order to make the settlement lasting and long-term, we need to eliminate all the primary roots, the primary causes of that conflict. And we've said it multiple times, to consider all legitimate concerns of Russia and to reinstate a just balance of security in Europe and in the world on the whole. And I agree with President Trump, as he has said today, that naturally the security of Ukraine should be ensured as well. Naturally, we are prepared to work on that. I would like to hope that the agreement that we've reached together will help us bring closer that goal and will pave the path towards peace in Ukraine. We expect that Kiev and European capital...
Hold the door! He said they reached some agreements. Wasn't the news reporting that they had no agreement, guys? Putin just said, I hope the agreement that we reached will help the situation. Huh. What agreement is that? The news isn't reporting on the truth. Let's continue. But hit that like and subscribe button, guys. We are less than 20 subscribers away from 13,000. Hello? Andrea, hello everyone. Hello Joshua. How's everyone doing? Putin definitely knows who's in charge in the room. Yeah, this fella right here is in charge. Well, let's listen. Let's see what Putin says. I don't know what the agreement is. It might be top secret, but he just said they had an agreement.
Will perceive that constructively and that they won't throw a wrench in the works. They will not make any attempts to use some backroom dealings or to conduct provocations to torpedo the nascent progress. Incidentally,
Hi,
the
Matt.
administration came to power, bilateral trade started to grow. It's still very symbolic. Still, we have a growth of 20%. As I've said, we have a lot of dimensions for trade work. It is clear that the U.S. and Russian investment and business cooperation has tremendous potential. Russia and the U.S. can offer each other so much in trade, digital, high-tech, and in space exploration. We see that Arctic cooperation is also very possible. In our international context, for example, between the Far East of Russia and the West Coast of the US. Overall, it's very important for our countries to turn the page, to go back to cooperation. It is symbolic that not far away from here, the border between Russia and the US, there was a so-called international date line. I think you can step over it literally from yesterday into tomorrow. And I hope that we'll succeed in that. in political sphere. I would like to thank President Trump for our joint work, for the well-wishing and trustworthy tone of our conversation. It's important that both sides are result-oriented, and we see that the President of the U.S. has a very clear idea of what he would like to achieve. He sincerely cares about the prosperity of his nation. Still, he understands that Russia has its own national interests. I expect that today's agreements will be the starting point, not only for the solution of the Ukrainian issue, but also will help us bring back business-like and pragmatic relations between Russia and the US. And in the end, I would like to add one more thing. I'd like to remind you that in 2022, during the last contact with the previous administration, I tried to convince my previous American colleague that the situation should not be
после наступления, которые могут наступить
brought to the
тяжелые последствия в виде
point of no
боевых
return when it would come to hostilities. And I said it quite directly back then that it's a big mistake.
Вот сегодня мы слышим, когда президент Трамп
Today, when President Trump is saying that if he was the president back then, there will be
Я
no
думаю,
war.
что так
And
на
I'm
самом деле
quite sure that it would indeed be so. I can confirm that.
Потому что в целом у
I
нас
think that
с
overall,
президентом Трампом
me and President Trump
очень хороший
have built a very good, business-like and trustworthy contact.
Oh, boom. Did you hear that? He said if Trump was president back then, this war would have never started, Democrats. The peacemaking president. 7 wars ended. Hit that like and subscribe button. You heard it straight from Vladimir Putin. If President Trump was in office back then, this war would have never happened. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. If you're new to the channel, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to talk about, you can drop some super chats and we will answer every single one of them. Or hell, if you want to see some push-ups, 300 to 400 push-ups, drop a $20 super chat. Let's continue though.
У меня есть все основания
And I
полагать,
have
что
every
двигаясь
reason
по
to
этому
believe
пути,
that
мы
moving
можем
down this path,
дойти и до,
we can
и чем
come,
быстрее, тем лучше,
and the sooner the better,
завершения конфликта
to the
в
end
Украине.
of the conflict in Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. That was very profound, and I will say that I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate, and I'll of course call up President Zelensky and tell him about today's meeting. It's ultimately up to them. They're going to have to agree with what Marco and Steve and some of the great people from the Trump administration who've come here, Scott and John Ratcliffe, thank you very much. But we have some of our really great leaders. They've been doing a phenomenal job. We also have some tremendous Russian business representatives here, and I think everybody wants to deal with us. We've become
Thank you, Matt.
Anywhere in the world in a very short period of time, and we look forward to that. We look forward to dealing. We're going to try and get this over with. We really made some great progress today. I've always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir. We had many tough meetings, good meetings. We were interfered with by the Russia hoax that made it a little bit tougher to deal with, but he understood it. I think he's probably seen things like that during the course of his career. He's seen it all, but we had to put up with the Russia hoax. He knew it was a hoax, and I knew it was a hoax, but what was done was very criminal. But it made it harder for us to deal as a country in terms of the business and all of the things that we'd like to have dealt with. But we'll have a good chance when this is over. So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there. I would like to thank President Putin and his entire team, whose faces, who I know in many cases, otherwise, other than that, whose faces I get to see all the time in the newspapers. You're almost as famous as the boss, but especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop really 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat.
He
on that
just
one,
spoke in English?
I could see it possibly happening.
That's
Thank you very
right,
much.
folks. Vladimir Putin actually speaks flawless English, but, he refuses to speak in English because, he's speaking to the people of his country first off. He literally speaks perfect English. That man speaks like 5 languages, maybe more, but he speaks perfect English. And you guys are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's right. He speaks perfect American. Perfect American English. Yeah, Putin speaks English. Should we go back so you guys can hear it? Yeah, he does pretend he can't because, he's speaking to the people of his country. He doesn't give a damn what America thinks. But let's go back a little bit. Let's watch.
I'm in the newspapers.
Smash that like button, subscribe.
But especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop really 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was facts, ladies and gentlemen. Do we got any questions, any comments? I think Trump did an excellent job. He's very, very, very close to a peace treaty. What did he say? You want me to start from the beginning? What did he say? Let's give some breaking news. Trump is awesome. Hell yeah. Some breaking news from our favorite government asset.
Said, wow, I think Trump's really trying to do a great job with Russia. And if he can get this war over without Ukraine ceding any territory, well, she'll nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. She knows the grand juries have been opened officially. Not rumors like 8 years ago, for real. She knows the subpoenas from Congress have gone on. She knows. Trump's not playing around this time. Just said a few weeks ago, he said, yeah, I blocked her getting indicted the first administration, this time we're doing it. So she's trying to kiss Trump's ass in the hopes that he somehow blocks his indictments.
Hillary
All the
Clinton.
criminal crimes she committed, working with Obama and Clapper and Brennan and Comey, the Russiagate stuff, the Prosper Hurricane, all of it. No, Hillary, you're a fraud and a criminal. Trump didn't start this war. You and Victoria Nuland and all the globalists did on record. George Soros. He's trying to stop it and doing a great job. Facing major headwinds. So everybody like, oh, Hillary's being nice. It's like Bill Maher suddenly likes Trump. It's because they are irrelevant. They're in the rearview mirror. This is a sign of our overall victory. That's why people are mad that Trump hadn't gotten this or that done quick enough or made a mistake here or there. Overall, he's kicking their ass. I'm not taking my ball and going home. I'm not throwing the baby out of the bathwater. I'm not panicking. I'm holding Trump's feet to the fire and his administration. We put him in to dismantle the globalists. And if you do a report card of it, it's doing a pretty damn good job. But Hillary Clinton, you can burn in hell, bitch. For all your lawfare, Trump, myself, everybody else, for all your tyranny, all of the borders, Mayorkas, all you guys are one big giant sick cult. And you're going down. So a lot of conservatives, oh God, Hillary agrees. Oh God, Hillary's pretty good now. Wake the hell up, people. This is our sworn enemy who knows she's irrelevant and deep shit. Trump, you know this, and I've talked to high-level folks. You will lose the midterms big time. They will put a Democrat in 3.5 years, and they will throw you and your family and president and me along with you. If you don't do what has to be done, this country's going to be screwed if you don't. Save yourself, save me, save the republic. Full speed ahead. Indict them, try them, convict them, imprison them. We're not in the old
Imprison the globalists!
Deep state declared war on us. We accept the challenge. So fuck Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton came out last night, as many of you know, and said, wow, I think Trump's really trying to do a great job with Russia. And if he...
You want me to see what Andrew Tate posted on Twitter? Is that what you're asking for, or what do you want me to watch?
Yeah, this war over without Ukraine ceding any territory, well, she'll nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
She'll nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. Hillary, we don't need you to nominate Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. What do you want to watch Tate about? What am I watching of Tate's?
President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades.
What's the most recent Andrew Tate interview? He's a human trafficker, buddy. I got bad news for you. I like some of the stuff he said in the past. Yeah, some of the stuff he still says to this day is correct. It's true, but the evidence against Andrew Tate has been looking worse and worse for years. I'm not going to lie. I used to defend that guy, and I thought he was innocent, but then I started seeing all the evidence and all the court documents and files. I'm like, I don't really care if this guy is innocent or not. He's looking pretty guilty, but, you know, there's too much evidence out now. Yeah, stop vaping. Breathe air. I don't see a new Andrew Tate interview. The only one I see is with Bonnie Blue. Is that the most new one that you're talking about? That one is disgusting. I've seen clips of it before. He's a bit of a goat. He's a bit of a goat. It's just, I don't think he did anything too bad, but if he mistreated his employees if he mistreated his employees, then, which kind of sounds like is the worst thing you'd look up some Sneeko. What kind of Sneeko am I looking up? Sneeko. I used to like Sneeko actually a lot too. You want me to watch Bradley Martins with Sneeko? Let's watch one more thing of, well, he did drop a super chat, so we can watch something. Hit that like and subscribe button, though. Oh, God, not Sneeko. What should we watch? First he said Tate, then he said Sneeko. What do we watch, J Money? What do we watch? Who's a known PDF file? Y'all care how Hillary feels? Not really. I just watched the thing about Hillary. Okay, I'll look for a GTA video in real life. Linda J, I hope you at least subscribed. Because, guys, we're so close to 13,000 subscribers. Hit that like and subscribe button. Pick something random. Okay. Well, I'll pick something random. Okay, we'll watch. Okay, we'll watch the entire clown show. We'll watch the clown show of Myron. Fuck Myron Gaines. Fuck Nick Fuentes and Tate. I don't really fuck with him anymore either. He's like manipulating children to sign up for his university or they're gonna be poor forever. Join my YouTube membership or you're gonna be poor forever. How about that? You want to be burned into eternal damnation? Then don't sign up. But if you want hope for the future, then hit that.
But, you know, when you talk about the birth rates, you're 100% right that the birth rates are a problem. The white people are not having kids. And if the white people don't have kids, it's over. We're going to be replaced.
Where the hell is Sneeko?
They say, you need to have kids. And I plan on doing that.
Sneeko ain't even in this one. Should we watch this one or not? What do you think, Jake Money? Do you want this goonery of trio? Look at these goons. All these men work for the FBI and the CIA, except maybe one or two of them.
I plan on getting married and having kids at some point. I guess where I would depart even...
It was just a joke. Holy cow, calm down, guys. But if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to say, we read all super chats out loud. You gotta sign up for my university, Hustlers University. To join my Hustlers University, you got to join my YouTube membership.
Even from my fellow white people who say this, is that there is something structural happening where...
Not Nick. Nick is a government asset.
We're going to tell ourselves...
All of them are informants. Oof, okay, let's watch Sneeko versus Destiny. Fair enough. Sneeko versus Destiny, guys. Hold on, let me find it. Here it is.
Right or wrong? What happens if you believe something that's not true? How do you figure that out?
I talk to people.
No, that's not good.
I got my degree from Trump University.
Affirm whatever you believe.
You never really know, I guess. No.
So that's your world. That's what you're selling to people. You can't know if you're right. You have no idea. Good concrete example then. When it comes to wearing masks, how do you know if that's a good idea or not?
Because if people more powerful than me are telling me to do it, I instantly don't believe them.
Do you understand that just makes you a sheep of the other herd, right? If there's a shepherd and he says all the sheep go left, you can either choose your own path or you can go right because he told you to go left. You understand? You're being justice controlled, right?
So who's controlling me?
The people that you don't like. I hear you say a lot of... I know where a lot of it comes from because I've heard it from other areas of the internet. And I always hear these same types of things. I don't want to be a sheep.
Fuck Destiny. He's a fucking weirdo.
The reality is that you went from a sheep from herd A and now you're just a sheep in herd B. So the correct answer...
Yeah, fuck Destiny. He's disgusting.
Based on the data I've read,
are we gonna see Sneeko's face? I'm tired of looking at this ugly fuck.
What it means to be successful, what it means to achieve, what it means to accomplish things. And all I ever hear you guys talk about are cars, mansions, 30 Why?
Because that's dope.
When you talk about those things, those are the exact types of journeys that lead you to the
Soy boy Destiny. Fuck Destiny.
It is the most empty, hollow life in
Sorry, Destiny. Your girl gets railed by other men, and sorry that Sneeko has a mansion and a nice car. Does that offend you, Mr. Destiny? That he has 80 women in a nice car and a mansion? I guess it offends you, Destiny. I can't handle watching freaking Destiny any longer. It's already killing my brain. It's already killing my brain. Enough Destiny for the entire rest of the year. Yeah, he got cheated on in an open marriage, and I don't know how that worked. I don't know. They're both freaking weirdos. I don't really like Sneeko anymore. I don't know what you want me to play of Sneeko. He's kind of intolerable.
Yeah,
all these guys are fucking
saying,
intolerable.
Like, they don't like you. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So if you're not following their agenda and they don't like you, you're fucked.
Okay, who do you think doesn't know that got banned?
Who people don't know?
Can you name one who got banned who's telling the truth?
Well, I won't say their name, but someone close to us that we know very well.
Okay.
That was in Romania. I just think that people need to hear what's happening behind the scenes. And if they don't hear it, then they make content, oh, I'm going to do what these guys do.
Right.
But there's a risk involved with it.
You're changing your point. You're saying that we shouldn't tell the truth so that we cannot get, that we don't get
What I'm
censored.
saying is, if you end up making content that's not what they want you to say,
they will ban you. We know this, right? But some people have to do that regardless.
No, they don't.
Okay. All right. Okay. We can disagree.
Not everyone wants to be a martyr, bro.
So you don't have to be a martyr. I'm saying if you don't.
All right, that's about as much as I can take. Quite honestly, for $5, that's as much as Sneeko as I can take. If you want me to watch like a particular interview of Sneeko, you can drop like a $10 super chat, and I'll watch like 10 minutes of it for $10. But other than that, man, I can't take these guys' bullshit much longer. Fuck Sneeko. The only guy that I actually enjoy that's popular is Alex Jones. And he's even full of shit and pisses me off quite a bit. Liberals are like, finally, this guy is giving good content. Probably when I put on Destiny. They are probably saying that.
Audience is the most informed, understands that, but you're the Paul Revere's. You are the answer to 1984. You are 1776. So yes, my broadcast is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., but it restreams. It belongs to everybody. You can find our own streams at Infowars.com/show. And of course,
Infowars.com/show.
Platforms that allow us to be there, but
Alex Jones would be a great cartoon character. Alex Jones is healthier, doing better than ever, my friend. You guys remember when Trump won and this is how you guys reacted? I found this on Alex Jones's page.
How did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
All I can say is how fucking dare you.
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
It's not gonna happen. Go, Kamala.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this. I'm sorry. Tell my friends who are Trump supporters. I don't understand. I'm scared. I'm just scared.
What did you think was going to happen? The majority of America did not want the bimbo Harris. I see demonic, Trump deranged people. Trump is doing an excellent job. Thank God he won. Because he's ended 7 wars already. It's about to be 8. It's about to be 8 wars ended. Can you guys hit that like and subscribe button? We're really close to 13,000 subscribers. All I see is straight demons, Diddycrats. 7 wars Trump has ended. 7. We did not react like this when Biden became president. We were pissed, but you didn't see us crying on TikTok. Well, we hit 13,000 subscribers, guys. Much appreciated. I really do appreciate that, guys. If you guys have any questions, any comments, Anything you want me to play video-wise, read out loud, react to, drop a super chat, or if you just want to say congratulations on 13,000 subscribers, you can drop me a super chat too. I didn't really give a damn about January 6th. I just lived my life like a normal day. I didn't cry or get emotional. I never have about any politics. Why are the Diddycrats crying so hard in chat? Trump's the boss of the planet. When Biden became president, I didn't break down or cry. I went back to work like an adult. Thank you. Much appreciated, guys. 13,000 subscribers. We're on the way to 14,000. Probably next weekend we'll be around maybe 14,000. What about the list? What about it? You want to talk about something specific? I have, 30 videos about this. You can go watch one of them. Or if you want to ask me a question here live about something specific, you can drop a super chat. Release it. Release it. Release the files. Colt. Congratulations, guys. Thanks to everyone that has subscribed, liked. Graham, we know you have it. Release it now. Yeah, why don't you go on Trump's Instagram and tell him to release it? Leave me the fuck alone. File were deleted in 2007? Probably. I predicted the election and missed it by 2 states. I actually predicted the election perfectly. If you go back and watch in November 2024, I perfectly predicted the results of the election. Perfectly. If I believe correctly, she lost 7 swing states and millions of votes. Millions! President Trump will meet with Lewinsky soon. Nope, I'm pretty sure I predicted those 2 states as well. But good try, good try. May I have a general summary of my political opinions? Actually, yeah, why not? That's a pretty good comment. Well, first off, I don't believe everything Trump has done is perfect. I like maybe 80%, 85%, maybe 90% of all the stuff he's done. Not everything. There's plenty of stuff I like that he hasn't done. But I think Trump is having the best, he's had the best 200 days in probably the last, 50, 60 years, maybe in the entire presidential history. And I think he's doing a great job, but there's still a lot more things I'd like to see President Trump do, and I hope he can come through. I hope he keeps working this efficiently. And, I really hope this one becomes true. President Donald Trump wants to eliminate taxes for anyone making less than $200,000 a year. I really hope Mr. Trump can keep his word on this because he was talking about it. I know this one's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of effort, and it probably won't come true, but shit, bro. Hopefully it does. Bill Clinton did not balance the budget. I don't think that's true. And also, like I said before, Chris, the deficit increased the smallest amount it has in the last, 30 years. Every single you'd like me to Google it? Sure, I can Google it. I have my computer right here. I don't think Bill Clinton balanced the budget, but okay. We also have a surplus. Do you know what a surplus is? Chris, do you want to come on the live stream? Balanced budget. Let's see. He saved $127 billion. But let's look up, did he add any deficit? Let's see if he added any deficit at all. Hold on, hold on. It said he had a surplus. Bill Clinton also invented the Expedited Removal Act. Here, let's show Chris something live on stream here. Let's show what he's done. He's also created a surplus. Let me show you guys. Trump has literally done the same thing. Chris, isn't this the same thing that you say Bill Clinton did? Isn't that the same thing that you said Bill Clinton did? He created a surplus. I'm just saying, that sounds pretty similar to what Clinton did. Who mentioned? This is factcheck.org. That's the site. But let's look up some other sites and see what we can see about the numbers. It was a $27 billion surplus in June. That means he brought in $27 billion in extra money instead of spending. The federal government collected $26 billion in tariff revenue in June, rising again as President Donald Trump's tariff policy began to take hold. Spending decreased $186 billion in June, resulting in the budget surplus of about $27 billion for the month. More fun facts for Chris. More fun facts for Chris. There you go. This is Investopedia.com. This is a pretty intelligent investing website, by the way, guys, if you're looking for personal finance or economy news or anything like that. Here's are the facts, though. Of course, the deficit remains high. Of course, it remains high, but that's on track for something a little bit better. The other facts are that Trump is, on track to decrease the spending comparatively the last, 20 years of presidency. Let's see what else we can find. Excuse me. If there's anything you guys want me to Google, look up, or find online, let me know. Trump's also going to save $8 billion by cutting lazy fucker SNAP. Yay! No more SNAP. Here's something interesting I just found too. Can anyone please opine why the big shitty bill raised the debt ceiling by 4.5 trillion? If not, because it is anticipated to rise the debt by that much. Well, yeah, it didn't raise it that much yet, but it's anticipated to rise it that much. That's for our, our golden iron dome. We need that golden iron dome, Chris. What if Russia or someone just sends a rocket right above us? How are we going to defend against it? It's not like we can just borrow Israel's iron dome that we paid for. I don't know what opine means. Let's fucking look it up. Hold and state an opinion.
Opine.
I fucking hate that word, bro. I'll opine my foot up your keister, Chris. What about the no tax on Social Security? What about the no tax on overtime? So you're saying you're mad at Trump for raising the military spending because China can just wipe our ass out if they wanted to? They got so much more people. The Democrats would have raised it more. Let's look it up. Do Democrats raise spending more or Republicans, statistically? Even though statistics don't matter because Trump isn't like the average Republican. Well, it says Democrats are spending 73% more in advertising in elections. So that's pretty sad. What do you want me to look up? The $4 trillion bullshit? It's all about military spending. Should we do an AI summary or should we look on some bullshit article? It says the one big beautiful bill is estimated to significantly increase the U.S. federal budget, specifically the congressional budget, projects at least 3.4 trillion increase over the next decade. So it's not even in the next 4 years. It's 3.4 trillion in the next 10 years. The primary reason is due to the extension of tax cuts from 2017 and the Jobs Act. So Chris, you want to pay more taxes? If you don't like this bill, you can send in a higher percentage for your taxes because that's exactly why it says this big bill is, increasing more debt because we got to pay the government more in taxes. No, fuck that. I'm with Trump. We need to get rid of the taxes. I don't give a fuck if the entire government collapses. No more shit. No more bullshit. Which are estimated to raise federal taxes revenue by 4.5 million while also increasing certain federal spending by 325 billion. I don't know how that makes any sense, but I'm just reading from the article. It doesn't even say the military, bro. It actually says most of the 3.4 trillion is just from lowering taxes. So if you're bitching about the deficit that this big beautiful bill is going to, raise in the next 10 years, Chris, why don't you get out your wallet, cut the IRS a big ass, fat ass check for 60% of your income and your profits and send it to them? They don't turn down money. It's great news. And if, lowering our taxes means that the government deficit has to go up, then I don't give a flying fuck. Cut more social programs or something. I don't know what to tell you, but I don't want to give the government more money. But Chris, you didn't even congratulate me. We just hit 13,000 subscribers. But yeah, that's why it says, the big beautiful bill, this or that. Is Chris even here anymore? I think he left after I told him that the reason that the deficit is happening is because of tax cuts. I already paid enough of my taxes so southern states can get their welfare. Oh shit, did I say that? And congratulations. Well, that's another interesting topic. Let's see that. Do blue states actually... That's a lot of shit talking that the Democrats say. Let's see if we can find facts about that. If it's true, I'll admit to it. But I'll tell you what, Florida isn't one of the states that needs your fucking money. I can promise you that. We have lots of tax money. Let's see if we can find an article that's not complete horse shit. Nah, not Florida. Okay, great. Actually, let me explain it to you, Chris. This explains it perfectly. You want to know the truth? Because some blue states, let me read the AI overview. Yes, some blue states, which tend to be more affluent and vote for Democrat candidates, contribute more in federal taxes than they receive back in federal spending. Effectively, keyword effectively, not really, subsidizing some red states that receive more federal funding than they contribute. Basically, if you have a bunch of rich people that live in your state, that's why. It's not because red states take more money from the government or anything like that. This is all about the wealthy people living in certain states or certain places like that. Let's see if we can get AI to properly explain this. How about that? We'll pull up the chat GPT and see if we can explain this. Because this is a good topic to talk about. It's not copium, it's the facts. It says some blue states pay more in federal taxes than they use in benefits. Effectively paying for, the other states that don't. Because red states have less wealthy people, that's a fact. But I'm going to prove you wrong with the help of AI, fully debunk these Democrat claims. So let's first paste in this initiative, this narrative, into ChatGPT, and then let's ask it a question. Walks out into big, beautiful Massachusetts streets and thinks about Mississippi people judging me for being happier. Well, I'm glad you're happy, Chris, but people that live in the hood in Boston are probably not agreeing with everything you're saying. And yes, we love you. But let's use the help of ChatGPT. So let's ask it a few questions. So, is this because more rich people live in blue states? Or is this because red states take more benefits? Or anything to do with tax rates? Just to say, I don't think it's because of tax rates, but I want to put everything in there for consideration. I'm trying to type with one hand, so it's hard. Okay, let's see what it says. It's giving me analysis. Polk County doesn't play. Okay, so here's the full breakdown for you, Chris. But Eric Trump hung out with Freddie Spaghetti. Okay, so let's break it down. Why it looks like blue states subsidize red states. First off, higher income in blue states, higher federal tax bills. Many blue-leaning states like New York, California, New Jersey, Massachusetts have a higher median incomes, more wealthy individuals, big financial tech industries. Since the federal tax code is progressive, wealthy earners pay more in federal taxes, which means those states contribute more on average. Number 2, FBI raid, FBI raid. FBI raid, FBI raid, FBI raid, FBI raid. Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, technical issues here. Can you guys hear me? Can everyone hear me? I'm back. Hey, no, you got me. That's awesome. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Let me know. Higher income equals more skilled labor. That's actually incorrect. Some states, doctors and lawyers make more money in certain states. That's a fact. Certain states, doctors and lawyers make more money. That is a fact. It's not about job or about this or that. Even they can have the same job, and one state pays more than another. Okay, as I was saying, let's start again. Why it looks like blue states subsidize red states. Higher income in blue states. Many blue-leaning states like New York, California, New Jersey, Massachusetts have higher median incomes, more wealthy individuals, big financial tech industries. Since the federal tax code is progressive, wealthy earners pay more in federal taxes, which means states contribute more on average. Who pays the majority of taxes, first off? So where do you want us to live, G? Not in a blue city. So as I was saying, since the federal tax code is progressive. Also, let's forget about everything for a second about these independent individual earners. Big companies like Apple, Microsoft, all these companies big companies pay the majority of taxes in the state. Hate to tell you this, Democrats, but the majority of people paying taxes is big companies in states. I know a lot of companies avoid paying taxes, yada yada, but these companies are the majority of the ones paying the states taxes. So if you live in a state with Apple, all these places, then yeah, of course, you're going to pay more in federal taxes, subsidizing other states. And like I said before, it doesn't even matter on your specific job. Certain places just pay more for the same job. Lower income in red states. Yes, that is true. More federal aid. Red-leaning states tend to be more rural. That is facts, with lower cost of living and lower average incomes. We have lower cost of living, but we also have lower average incomes. That means residents pay less in federal taxes and often qualify for more federal spending programs. Medicaid, infrastructure, agricultural subsidies, military bases, disaster relief, etc. Not to mention a lot of red states are states that are affected more by natural disasters than blue states. Blue states don't have as much hurricanes, floods, or natural disasters. The only thing that any blue state really has is California. They have natural disasters that are pretty bad. That's another factor we gotta throw in there. Federal spending isn't a handout, by the way. It's policy driven. A lot of extra federal spending in red states isn't welfare. It's military-based defense contracts, disaster relief, and these aren't subsidies in terms of welfare. They're strategic investments. Example, Florida gets a lot of federal dollars for hurricane recovery and maintaining military installations, not because they can't support themselves, but we still don't have a deficit. Austerity also leads to stagnation and populace unable to participate in the economy. Hence poverty. I think Chris is just trying my ass right now with all these fancy words. Or maybe it's because he's a lawyer and he's trying to show off for the chat because he knows half of us doesn't know what this word means. Hold on, guys. I gotta pause the live stream. Hold on. Quick second. In an economic context refers to government policy amid reducing budget deficits, typically through spending cuts or tax increases. Hence poverty. Yeah, I agree with that. Reducing budgets, spending cuts or increasing taxes? Yeah. Yep. Okay, I agree there. But as I was saying, even things like military-based defense contracts, that's another reason why a lot of red states have more military bases, defense contracts, and disaster reliefs, and farming funds. All four of those things are heavily reasons why red states, taking a lot more money for they need a lot more government assistance. And cost of living also distorts the numbers. A federal dollar goes further in Mississippi than in New York. That means the same program looks bigger in a red state just because things are cheaper there. Blue states' higher incomes, higher cost of living naturally drive their bigger tax bills. That is true. Because you have state tax too, so you're paying more as well. But those go directly back to the state, of course. People, not states, pay taxes. It's not really blue states versus red states. It's wealthy people in California and New York are paying more, but those wealthy people are individuals, not necessarily Democrats. Many high earners are Republicans too. That's a great point. Federalism means redistribution by design. The U.S. system is designed so that the wealthy areas help support the poorer rural areas. Just like within states, that doesn't mean red states are freeloading. It means the union is working as it was intended to work, with shared resources. It's true that some blue states send more money, tax money into Washington, but it's mostly because they have higher income earners and a much higher cost of living. Red states aren't freeloading. A lot of that money comes back as military spending, disaster relief, farming support. Plus, it's not about states, it's about the individual. Wealthy people are in California. They pay a lot, but many Republicans are in California too. At the end of the day, the federal government is supposed to redistribute resources so every state is protected, and Florida is a perfect example. We get help after hurricanes. We also contribute with our booming economy and strategic importance. Well, if you don't want to share your resources, Chris, then maybe you should stop believing in all these social democrats. And you should stop doing shit like that. And maybe you should petition your local Congress or your state to, leave the union. Massachusetts can be its own country. But yeah, that was my argument for that. That makes perfect sense. You would just have to use a visa to come into the United States. You guys tether me to the union. Well, thanks. Let's see. Let's look it up. Does Florida take money from blue states? I mean, Florida has the biggest booming economy. Did you know Miami is the fastest growing economy in the whole country, Chris? Fun fact, not to brag. It's the fastest growing city, in the whole country. Fastest growing city economy. Another reason, another great point, Chris, I forgot to bring up, is another reason that some states might receive more in, federal tax money is because of retirees, Social Security, Medicare, I already said hurricanes and disaster relief and military bases and, stuff like that. But I forgot to mention retirees and Social Security. That's a huge thing. They want you live, Chris. They want you live. If not, I'll probably wrap up in 5 or 10 minutes because, you know, the views are a bit dead, but it was fun explaining that. Tennessee has a large retired population because Tennessee doesn't have state tax. Same with Florida. Florida has a large retirement population. Yeah, Miami's very nice, and there's a lot of yachts. The real question is, why isn't Chris a member? Why isn't the Cream one and why isn't Chris a member of my YouTube membership? That's how you can show the ultimate support. Not to mention, when you join the membership, you get 1 free super chat a month. You get your comment highlighted. It's awesome. It's amazing. And not to mention, you get the, you know, the members only videos. You get content before other people. You get the members only live streams and debates. You get all that kind of stuff. And all that for only $9.99 a month? Guys, that's one hell of a fucking deal. Exclusive content, that's cheaper than your Netflix subscription. That's cheaper than your YouTube premium subscription. That's cheaper than everything. I text you good night every single night. Also, we're starting to get a bit of members in the membership only. We're starting to get a bit of members, so we will be launching that members only Discord, and this will be only for the members. Only for the members. So this is honestly the best way. That's exactly why the Cream one and Chris need to join it. The Cream one, Chris, you both need to join the members only. Not to mention you get a nice green name with a star around it. We're going to put a custom logo. Hell, the next person that joins the membership, you can help me design the custom logo for the membership. Anything you want. Anything. We can make it anything that YouTube approves of for the custom logo. You see how it's a little star? You see how it's a little star? That's a custom membership name. You see that green name right there? With the little star behind it? Man, that's hell of a good deal. $9.99. $9.99. Man, who would have thought it would be worth every penny? Who would have thought it would be like that? But congratulations again once to us. Got to go before I do. See you. I will join. Gotta go. But before I do, did you see that Trump will meet Jack? No, I did not see that. I did not see Trump is going to meet Jack. No, I did not see that. Ingoff? No, I never heard of that. I never heard of that last name. Ingoff? I think that's where you're gonna go after you leave this live stream. Must be a Polish last name, am I right? Polish last name. Has anyone heard of that one name? Nick? Does anyone know the last name Nick? I can't remember, but I think it was like something. You're learning, grasshopper. Yeah, no, I mean, I have people try that on me all the time. They say like, "Can you give my friend? It's my friend's birthday. Can you give him a happy birthday?" And his first name is Nick, and you can guess what his last name is. You can guess what his last name is. His first name is Nick. I'm not gonna say what his last name is, but you can maybe you can remember what his last name would be. Nick. Does anyone want to tell me what you think his last name is? Nick what? It's not Fuentes. It's not Nick Fuentes. It's Nick. Yeah, it's basically like that, but it's spelled differently, the Korean one. It's spelled a little bit differently, but yeah, that is it. That's what people will say. They'll say, "Can you say happy birthday to my friend?" And then they'll say, "Oh, can you wish Nick?" And then they'll say like that for the last name. Yeah, I'm used to those kind of troll comments. So yeah. At 1%, guys. Night. Have a great night, Chris. Enjoy your sleep. I hope you feel better, bro, by the way. I forgot to tell you that today. I hope you're feeling better. If you got to ask me if you take Dayquil or NyQuil, do not take Dayquil, my friend. That shit will keep you up all night. Take NyQuil. Dayquil literally gives you energy. If you take Dayquil, it energizes you. So if you need to take more medicine, take NyQuil. Night! Grrr. I can't find tomatoes. Why are you looking for tomatoes? Oh, to throw rotten tomatoes at me? How kind of you. Yeah, I can see that. Well, it was a fun stream. Thank you guys for the 13,000 subscribers. It was awesome. Chicken noodle soup and Pedialyte. Remember, Chris, chicken noodle soup and Pedialyte. I hope your voice is feeling better. That way you can come back on stream and also get back to work. Nothing but love. All love, Chris. Go to bed, Chris. Good night. Bone broth. Oh, brother, bone broth is amazing. Yeah, 13,000 is nice, but that's nothing. I need to get at least 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. But yeah, that's nice. I'm going to jump off live stream now. But if you want to text me, anyone, or if you want to join my Discord, guys, join my Discord. And yeah, the rest of you have a great night. And we'll live stream tomorrow. We'll see who the guest will be tomorrow. We got some other people that been wanting to live stream with me, so maybe we'll get them on tomorrow. But yeah, guys, I hope everyone has a great night. And yeah, slow and steady wins the race. But we are at, oh, here's a nice number. We're at 4,600 subscribers in the last 28 days. Here, guys, I'll go ahead and flex on you guys real quick before I end the live stream. Oh, wait. The green screen. There we go. And there is the monthly views, 6 million. My computer screen is dirty, and you can really see when it's white. Love you all. I'll text you. 13,000. Let's get it. 20,000 by maybe the first week of October, maybe the last week of September. Let's see. Let's see what we can get. All right, guys. Have a beautiful, great night. Bye-bye.